Hello, hello. Let's double check. Let's get this. Let's get this up and running. Oh man, I can't see my window. Hold on. There we go. All right, cool. Hello, hello. Long time no see. All right, let's just we're just gonna kind of stream as normal and see what happens and see how it looks. If everything looks okay, if anything's small or there's stuttering or something like that, we can go from there. All right, cool. All right. Okay. The one thing I was going to look up was checking the 3.3 spec and see what I'm missing. We have all the major parts. We have Connect records, Crystal records. Let's do the heterogens, I think, next. Okay. We want. All right. Let's see. All right. Heterogens is what we're going to do. I don't remember how I did this. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we just need to add it to the mod.rs. Let's see. All right, cool. So we have basically we're gonna start with the struct for this, which is het record. Let's see if that look right. I'm gonna say Copilot has been really helpful in this because the spec is pretty well documented. It's just not very well implemented. So it has most of the stuff. It's just like when we actually go to use like add our pieces on, that's where it kind of falls apart. I can close that. Close that. Paste that there. And we'll do use knuckles macro. Yeah, that's good. So we want impl head record. So yeah, let's see. Is that right? We need new, pubfunc new, which we have. Cool. And then we want like this. And we're going to make this a het record. Okay. So here we go. We have the het record. Cannot find attribute new in this scope. Is it not public? Let's mark that. No. Okay. There. Cannot find attribute new in this scope. At this, we also want use Pio3 prelude. And then what we can do here is we'll add deserialize. Use cert deserialize, serialize. There you go. Boom. So that's it. That's all we have. This is like how we do that. So let's take an example. Are they going to give me one? Yeah. Okay. I've been so like in writing FFI bindings that I'm like I don't even know how I'm writing tests anymore. Yeah. At record. No, we're gonna do this, and then we can say that. Oh, hold on, give me 1 sec. All right, cool. We're asserting that the ID is that. I try not to write tests in like using Copilot, like because I want to actually validate that these things actually are what they say they are. Okay, so the chain ID for this example is in this case A, I think. Chain ID is character 13. Yep, so that's A. Don't get me wrong, Copilot is pretty good at like writing asserts and apparently misspelling assert, so that's fine. That makes sense. Yep. See? I feel like for writing some of this like more sorry, I hit something on my keyboard. So do we have an insertion code here? The I code is 18. No. This should be none. and the number of atoms is going to be 25. See? Okay, cool. So let's cargo test. Byte index 30 is out of bounds. Okay. Yeah, that should be right. Basically, what happens is these are supposed to be 80 character lines. So, yep. See, there you go. Let me double check that that actually is like similar. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now we have a basic test for actually doing this. We can write another one that basically does like test from string using the same thing. Let's see if we is there an example that we have that has an insertion code? No. Let's take another example though and do that. Yep. Like I said, this should be none. So this is some of the things that like Copilot really misses out on is like things like this where it can't quite ascertain the type. And we should be able to run it again. And yep, there we go. Cool. So what does it take then to add this to Python? So to do that in our lib.rs, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure I love this look. But we have this here. So basically what happens is you have some sort of, this basically defines the Python module if you have the Python feature enabled. And what this allows us to do is do conditional compilation of the actual Python module only when we want Python, which is nice. So we want here use crates. Cool. Yep, there you go. See? So now we have the hat record. And then the other thing we need to do is on our module, we need to add it here. Basically, this is kind of the crux of the whole thing. So we use the module. We'll add a het like that there, and then yeah. So we're doing something here. So basically, there's a couple things here. Basically, we're using an enum in a Rust way that makes a lot of sense, but in a Python way doesn't make as much sense. So what this is it's wrapping a bunch of classes into enum fields that we can use, and that basically creates like a wrapper type around multiple types of classes. That works great in a Rust context. It doesn't exactly translate in a Python FFI context. So what we're doing here is we are basically having a function here that allows us to return the underlying clone and return the underlying type. And return that back to, to this right here. And then what we're going to do is we need to add it here. And the reason we have to do this is matching those first 6 characters of a PDB. So we're going to do the same thing here. Yep. And that's expected. Cool. So now if we do match and develop, this should compile. Let's see if we have one in one of our tests. Yep, so we do. The other thing we need to add is adding a new type here. So the one problem of using like Pio3 or Piodide as an actual like for this kind of work is it doesn't generate the typing for Python, which for some people is fine, but not for our use case. So we just created it's down here. Yeah, I'm trying to keep them alphabetical. It's failing, but yeah. So we have to write all these like typings by hand. Which like I guess technically you would do, but it's just like weird that I'm writing it in Rust so that I have to also write it here. Right, so we do that here. We set the ID. We set the chain ID. And then we do the sequence number here. And then, so admittedly, like this kind of stuff is super simple because. Oh, okay. So we missed a record actually. So we can have any text. But this is optional, so it's not required to have it. And this also helps us to what are some other optional strings? How do we do the parsing on those? So this allows us to actually so why are we doing a map? We trim the string to string. If it's not empty, then we do that, and this allows us to basically say like if it's empty. So let's add that here, assert that's none. Let's run our tests again. Great. I think technically that's not correct. Like to do this to spec, it's only from 30 line. Okay, yeah, let's actually do that correctly. So the specification says that it's from 7 to 10 is that. 13 is this. Yep. Chain ID 14 to 17 sequence number. Yep. We have that. The next one is the I code, which is a we have the iCode here, which is checking if it's okay. And then the number of het atoms is here. That's 21 to 25. That's not right. Okay. Yeah, that's really weird how it did that. So see, this is why we check it. Because we want the all right. Okay, so we want the insertion code is 18. So that's 17 technically. What is it doing? How do we do the other echoes? Oh, I guess that's how we. Yeah, I guess that's how we do it. Okay. That's weird. But I guess it makes sense. Number of heterogeneous atoms is 21 to that. And then this is completely wrong. It's 31 to start up to atom number 70. Which I think that's correct. We'll have to do some validation. I need to find one that actually has. See if this still works. Yep, still process. Great. Is that attributes? Yeah. And then parameters, it takes a line in a given PDB file. Nice. Okay, cool. So then all we have to do here is okay, that's not. Okay, so how many of these are optional? The iCode and the text. And let's just make sure we have everything here mapped correctly. Hit ID, chain ID, string, sequence number, int, iCode, option. Okay, so we need the. I think that's what it's. Number of het atom records for the group. Cool. So that's there. We're gonna pull this out. Let's double check. All right. Yeah, that looks good. So we now have to put like this, which it should be able to like get from here. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be like an option. Is it option or optional? Optional. Okay. Do we have end model? I think for end model, it's like a no op. For term. Yeah, end model is just nothing. A term record. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So for some, we don't. If we have an end model, we just return nothing, which. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's make sure. So the het record is set here. Yep, we have the het record in here. We have it here. And then that means we can actually use it here. Het record. There we go. And so then now what we can do is we go to our test.py file. We can do if is instance. Okay, we don't want this. Is instance pdb dot het record print we can just print the record. That's fine. Boom, there we go. That looks about right. That looks good. Nice. See? Simple. Easy. I wouldn't say it's that easy, but you know, it works. Let's all right, cool. Cool. Okay, so let's do a het nam record. Does anyone have any questions, by the way? Is there anyone in chat that has any glaring questions about what a protein data bank file is or what like what we're trying to do here? I'm more than happy to explain. Feel free to chime in. Also, is everything looking okay? Let's see. I think that looks really good. Okay. Het record, het nam, het synonyms. What is our try from? It would be really interesting if we could do a try from that provides like where it fails. But I think that would require some more diagnostics. Like if we could have a way to say this field is malformed or something like that. Yeah, that would be interesting. Hmm. I might have to think about that one a little bit because I think that would be really nice to have. Like basically having some sort of like way that you could, have diagnostics about what is happening here. Okay. Let's see. All right. Cool. All right. So let's do the next thing. Okay, we're gonna change this to be and we'll just comment this out for right now. We'll just cut that out. That's okay. And then let's fix the fields. So Hetnam has a continuation. Which is in that's way too heavy today. Yep. So a continuation. Oh, this is not very. I think we'll. So the spec doesn't say what it is. It just says continuation. Allows concatenation of multiple records. So I think for right now we'll say like string, but I don't really like that. Wait, am I doing that in my other ones too? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, pub, het ID, which is a string, db type. Okay, yeah, we don't care about that here. So head ID. Is it name? That is not it at all. Okay. I guess it's technically text, but yeah. But the actual the continuation is optional, right? Yeah, and the head ID is 3 letters. Okay. So we'll do hetnam record, and we'll say this. Let's see. Let's see if this is right. Okay. So we have the continuation is this is completely wrong. Okay. This should be characters 9 and 10. So that's 9 through 11 or 9. It's one character, right? Am I reading that right? Oh no, it is. It could be up to 2 characters. Okay. Yeah. The head ID is 12 to 14, so that's right. And then the name is characters 16 to 70, I think. Yeah. So this is going to be a little different. So the problem is the spec is written for that's a 1 indexed, but we're working in Rust, obviously. So everything's 0 indexed. So kind of doing the conversion sometimes can be a little, disastrous. Uh, uh, fn test hetnam new. Okay. And we have let line equals, and we'll take a line. So what I generally do is I take the spec and I find a line I like, and that's what I do. Okay. So we do this, and we say the continuation is none, because that would be like right here. The header gen ID is right here, which is great. And then that should be the rest. Except it's, did we call it name? I think it should be text. Leader, shift, R. Can I do it here? That's weird. That's really weird, actually. All right. So that looks good. Let's give it a test. Yeah, it failed. Yeah, I kind of figured that would be the case. Because it might not be there. So slice, rust string. Max charts. I think we could probably get away with this, but that's not really like to do. This should only parse up to 70 chars, but it may fail. Should only parse up to 70 characters, but it may fail if the line is we could probably do a validation on the length. Like we could say like if it's more than that, then that should fail. But I don't really know if that's really worth. My problem is there's things in the record that aren't being used. So like from 70 to 80, there's nothing there. So like it's not within specs. So technically, yeah. So let's see if this runs now. Gosh darn it. How did we do that? Okay, so we have like an optional string, right? So we do a filter on it like this. Not today. Nope, that's not it. That is not it. Okay, so now we have. I was gonna check something real quick. Okay, cool. So we have that. So let's do one with a continuation. Can I just put this here? Because the rest of this should be like this. I don't know if the continuation, because to me with the continuation signals is that I should be parsing the next record, like we should be combining them into one record, basically, like and from a mental model perspective, right? But my problem with that is that if I parse them, I can only do that in serial, right? Like I can't parse that in parallel, at least as our current implementation stands. But yeah, that might be interesting. Oh, okay, cool. So then let's also test from just to validate it. Yeah, all the same. Um, Hetnam new. $69. Nice. 955 9 as well. 55. Okay, what's going on here? So the continuation is 9 and 10, which we are doing here, right? Oh. Okay. So let's see what we're doing here. We're saying get map filter. Great. But that should still be getting 2, and we're not. Oh, man. All right. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's 8 to 10. Boom, there we go. So what I'm curious about here is like if I do I see. That's why I don't use that. Yeah. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay. All right. So I think we'll finish this one up. We might get going. Lib.rs. So we'll do pi module. Nope. Nope. Stop. Thank you. Use crates, records, het nam record. There you go. And then what we'll do is we can go het. So we put that in there and it goes, oh no, I need to like do the thing. So one thing we've done recently, or I guess I've done recently, is start utilizing and building my own macros to kind of make implementation more consistent across the board. One of which is like this debug match here, which is nice. But then we also have one like we look up here. Actually, no, it's over here. Like pi default, which sets the implementations of things that are pretty standard across the board because they don't really. There's not anything yet that I've come across that's implementation specific, and if there is, then it should be implemented in a trait that that function, that macro uses, and that's by design. We want it to be as trait driven as possible, which keeps it very consistent actually in building this out. Okay. All right. So we have the thing here. We need to add here. Yep. And cool. So we have it in the module. Do we have it in the library? Yes. Okay, so that just means we got to put it here. I'm not even going to bother alphabetizing that right now. We'll come back to that. Yeah, no. All right, cool. So we have continuation here, text. Yep, cool. And then we want Oh, wait, why did I do that? That's dumb. Oh, no. I hope that saved. Yeah, it did. Okay. Delete it. No, we don't have Helix records yet. We want a het NAM record. We want to print the record out. We can do that. Master and develop UV, and then we can do cool. Cool. That works. Great. And then if we check this, we should be able to go to the. This is too much to do right now. We can go to the test up high. And I can go here and check it. PEP8. I want to make sure that parameter class names. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. All right. I think that looks good. Okay, those are actually does Python class names Python class naming convention class should use type variable names function and method arguments instance variables underscores constants. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Yeah, it looks fine. Hey, Nightshade. How's it going? All right, cool. So yeah, that works. That looks good. I like it. It's clean. We gotta fix this somehow. Which we can do. That's fine. Gonna lurk. Gotta go run some errands. That's fine. I might be finishing up soon, anyways. So we might raid someone here in a sec, actually. All right. Thanks for everyone for stopping by, though. Let's do a raid. If I can remember how to do it. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Following. Nope. I want following. Start a raid. There we go. All right. Thanks for everyone for stopping by. I appreciate it.